Once the vibrant epicenter of sports in Washington, D.C., RFK Stadium now lies in eerie silence. Surrounded by corroding metal beams, broken concrete, and wild vegetation, the stadium stands as a ghost of its former self. But in late April, that silence was momentarily shattered when D.C.'s mayor and Washington's Commanders owner revealed an ambitious $3 billion plan that could bring professional sports back to the heart of the nation's capital. The proposal not just is outlining the construction of a new 65,000-seat stadium, but a complete overhaul of the entire 170-acre site. However, the plan involves a significant $1 billion public investment, an idea that sparked heated debate. This is the story of RFK Stadium, one of the most revered venues in American sports, now a crumbling relic. And today, there's a chance that this new vision could breathe life back into it. The origins of RFK Stadium date back to the 1930s, when various advocacy groups pushed to create a national stadium in Washington, a grand tribute to Theodore Roosevelt that could seat 100,000 and host major events. But after decades of fundraising failures and political inertia, the grandiose idea was abandoned in favor of a more practical solution. In 1958, Congress passed the D.C. Stadium Act, paving the way for the creation of a true multi-purpose sports facility, the first of its kind in the U.S. Opened in '61, the new 56,000-seat stadium became an instant icon. It was a groundbreaking facility hosting 3 teams from day one: the NFL's Washington Redskins, Major League Baseball's Washington Senators, and George Washington University's football team. Then President JFK threw out the ceremonial first pitch, symbolizing the stadium's national significance. However, the excitement masked early problems. The Senators struggled financially, hindered by stiff competition from the nearby Baltimore Orioles. The situation deteriorated quickly, culminating in the Senators' final game in '71, a chaotic evening attended by fewer than 15,000 fans, many of whom stormed the field. With baseball gone, the Redskins became the stadium's primary tenant. The 70s and 80s were a golden era for Washington football. The teams clinched 3 Super Bowl titles, and RFK became one of the most electric venues in NFL. But team owner Jack Kent Cooke wanted a more modern home. A series of failed negotiations with the city and growing concerns over the team's controversial name led to an impasse after impasse. In 1996, the Redskins played their final game at RFK before relocating to a suburban stadium in Maryland, beginning the RFK's descent. The loss of the team also meant the loss of the stadium's most dependable source of income. Desperate to avoid complete obsolescence, RFK leaned back into its roots as a multi-purpose venue. In 1996, DC United of Major League Soccer became a tenant, bringing a fresh energy to the stadium. The return of baseball in 2005, when the Washington Nationals temporarily played at RFK, sparked hope. The team's opening drew over 45,000 fans, revoking memories of the glory days. But this resurgence was fleeting. The Nationals moved toward their own stadium in 2007. The Military Bowl, once hosted at RFK, left in 2013. Attendance and revenue steadily declined. In 2017, DC played their final match at RFK before moving to Audi Field. With no professionals left, the once thunderous venue fell silent. By 2019, RFK was a financial drain, costing the city around $3.5 million annually in maintenance. Events DC, the agency responsible for the stadium, decided it was time to demolish it. The process officially began in January 2025, starting with the interior. Now, much of the stadium is falling apart, its structure visibly decaying, and the surroundings are clearly suffering from long-term neglect. Then came a turning point, a joint proposal and announcement from DC's mayor and the new owner of the Washington Commanders. Their proposal hold a $3.8 billion redevelopment of the entire RFK site that would bring the Commanders back to the city. The redevelopment plan is enormous in scope. The land would be divided into 6 district zones, 3 led by the Commanders and 3 overseen by the city. Plaza District, a central gathering hub filled with housing, restaurants, retail stores, and entertainment venues. Stadium District, featuring additional mixed-use development along with improved access to the Anacostia River, including new trails and public waterfront. Anacostia Common, a preserved 30-acre parkland along the river with open green spaces and trails to encourage community use. Recreation District. Existing playing fields would remain, but enhanced with state-of-the-art multi-sports complex, likely supporting local schools and community events. Kingman Park District. Designed for new residential construction and expanded recreation areas. The new stadium would feature a high-tech design with a fixed translucent roof, allowing sunlight in while enabling year-round events. Though smaller than most NFL stadiums, it would align with a growing trend toward intimate, technology-rich arenas. Planners believe the venue could attract as many as 1.4 million visitors annually through football games, concerts, and other large events. Beyond the stadium, the broader development would include 5,000 to 6,000 housing units, with 30% designated as affordable, a key factor of the city's long-term housing strategy. The total cost of the development is estimated to be $3.8 billion, Roughly $2.7 billion, over 70%, will come from private sources. It would represent the largest private investment in DC's history, but the remaining $1.6 billion would come from public funds. Here's how the public funding breaks down. $500 million from infrastructure improvements beneath and surrounding the stadium. This would be funded by extending a special tax on certain DC businesses. The ballpark fee, originally used to pay off Nationals park bonds, now rebranded as the sports facility fee, is a point of contentment among local business leaders who had expected the tax to expire in 2026. $22 million for roads, utilities, and comprehensive transit study. While the site may be served by Stadium, Armory, Metro Station, and multiple bus routes, upgrades are in order. $181 million from Events DC for constructing parking garages. Notably, the new plan includes only 8,000 parking spaces, less than half of what's available at the team's current suburban venue. $175 million in stadium revenue bonds to be issued in 2032. DC's mayor has defended the proposal, pointing out that the funds will come from the city's capital budget rather than operating budget, meaning they won't directly impact essential services like educational and social programs. Still, critics note that capital funds are not infinite, and using them here could limit investment in affordable housing or transit project. The mayor sees the stadium as more than just a venue. It's part of a broader push to reshape DC's economy. With federal job cuts and remote work reducing demand for downtown office space, the city is looking for new economic engines. This project is expected to create 16,000 construction jobs and 2,000 permanent roles, providing a significant boost. Josh Harris, who bought the Commanders in 2023, is also a key driver. Harris previously tried to build a new NBA arena in downtown Philadelphia, but with the effort paused, his attention is now squarely on DC. Bringing the team back to the city would not only deepen its roots with fans, but align with a broader vision of revitalization. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has even said that the project could elevate Washington's chances of hosting a Super Bowl, an event with massive economic potential. While there is strong support for reviving the RFK site, the public funding aspect remains a sticking point. Many economists argue that public subsidies for sports stadiums rarely pay off, and residents are wary of putting taxpayer dollars towards a private enterprise. The chairman of the DC Council has already voiced skepticism, making the upcoming council vote a crucial hurdle. If the project gets the green light, construction could begin in late 2026, with a new stadium opening in 2030. For now, RFK serves as a sobering monument to missed opportunities. But if this is approved, it may see a second life, not as a relic of the past, but a vibrant part of DC's future.